to talk about today. A tremendous amount of information here that's going to be delivered directly into your ear holes. So pay attention. We've got Brownell's bullet points for you. I'm going to readdress a topic because it seems like every couple of weeks people ask me about this, or they act shocked, or they say, I never heard that. I'm like, okay. We've got a Student of the Gun homeroom. We've got an announcement for you, a new product announcement. And then we're going to get into the Kyle Rittenhouse witch hunt and how it is continuing. And I'm going to give you my op-ed about that. And you obviously want that. So sit back, brew some coffee, do whatever you want to do, and listen to today's super cool episode of Student of the Gun Radio.
Welcome to Student of the Gun Radio, proudly brought to you from the SDS Imports studio. If you want quality that's affordable, visit sdsimports.com. We don't just talk guns and gear, we also discuss current events and politics, because guns are politics. Now sit back and listen louder to your co-host, CEO of Full 30, Jared Markle, and your beloved host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I don't know why I hit the mute button for some reason. Maybe because I was drinking coffee and I didn't want you to hear me slurping. All right. The pimp hand has been busy. I went out and got another load of wood yesterday, Zach. I filled up the truck with wood, and there were fresh logs. There were logs, and so I grabbed up a bunch of logs, and I engaged in an expression of strength.
Very good. Put those.
That's not strength development. It's strength expression.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I was out there chainsawing, and then after I was chainsawing, I was whacking with the wood splitting maul. The maul, M-A-U-L, not M-A-L-L, M-A-U-L. You know what's sad to me, Zach?
What is sad to you, Dad?
It's sad to me how in our modern world we've lost the ability to use the English language, so we default to dummy talk. I saw a maul, and a maul is a device which looks like an axe, but it's not an axe. A maul is not an axe, and an axe is not a maul, okay? A maul is a device that's on a handle. It's a handheld device that you use to split wood. All right, you take
Correct.
the log and you flip it up on end, and you split it. And why am I getting talk back there?
And then
there
you mute him.
And then you split it, right? But you don't use them all to chop down a tree, and you don't use them all to section out logs, and you don't use them all to cut branches and stuff off of downed logs and downed trees. But I saw the ad, and it said, wood splitting axe. Like, you mean a maul? No, it's a wood splitting axe, as opposed to a chopping axe or a felling axe. And I thought to myself, you know why they did that? They put in the advertisement, it said wood splitting axe. They put that there because that commoner, the average person, wouldn't know the definition of MAUL. And that's, to me, is pathetic. It's pathetic to me that we've, and you say, well, not everybody's smart like you. Or not. It's like, no, dude, I knew that definition when I was a teenager, when I was 15, 16 years old. A tool with a heavy head and a handle used for ramming, crashing, smashing, or driving wedges. There you go. Maul. Maul is sometimes confused with maul. Oh man, I just giving you some little personal insight there. Yeah, I got to get that wood all put up and put in the woodshed before this weekend because it's supposed to rain Thursday, Friday, and then this is hashtag Mountain Life. The forecast for next Wednesday, a week from today, as you're listening to this, is high of 38 with snow.
Is it the first snow of the year? Has it snowed already?
No, we have not. It has not snowed yet.
Oh, first snow of the year coming up.
Which is crazy because last year we had snow on September 1st or 2nd or 3rd or something like that. But, of course, it's decorative snow. It falls, and then the sun comes out and melts it, and it goes away. It's supposed to be 70 today. All right, enough mountain weather for you guys. Hey, Zach, did you see that fascist book in Fascist Graham? We got to come up with a new name. What is the sarcastic term for Instagram? We got to come up with a good one.
We'll think on it.
Fascist
we'll
book
brainstorm
is already
that
good.
one.
Yeah, we'll brainstorm.
If you're
that
listening live, hit us with your ideas of what's a snarky way to refer to Instagram.
Yeah. Did you see that yesterday they while a representative from Facebook was defending them on CNBC, because today or yesterday or whatever, a whistleblower is supposed to testify about how Facebook is bad, essentially, but how the people that run Facebook are bad.
Yeah, I actually there's going on right now.
So that's going on right now
as we speak.
So while the Facebook talking head was defending the company on CNBC, the site went down.
Yeah,
the whole thing. Fascist book went down, Instagram went down, Messenger went down, WhatsApp went down, and they were down almost all day
for 6 hours.
Yeah, so people said, yeah, they were scrubbing files.
Probably.
They were shredding documents and scrubbing files, and what's the thing that Hillary Clinton used to scrub all the stuff off of her bleach bit? They're bleach bitting all their stuff. So when the congressmen or the senators when they are looking for evidence, they won't be able to find any. They're like, we don't see any homosexuals here.
Yeah. Do you see any homosexuals?
I don't see any homosexuals here.
If you're listening live, I just dropped for you to have later, because right now you're listening to Student of the Gun Radio, which is the most important broadcast you could possibly listen to.
That's true.
You can save that link for later. I'll drop the link to the current FB whistleblower, what it called? Testifying.
Oh, man, we've already got stuff dropping. Instaban, Instacrap, Interdgram.
Interdgram, nice.
There's a lot of syllables in that.
Yeah. You got to say that one very slowly.
Interdgram. Oh, man. So, Well, let's get into the meat, shall we? Let's get into the meat.
Everyone loves
Let's
meat.
get into the Brownells Bullet Points, brought to you by these little folks in Iowa called Brownells. I drink my coffee during the musical breaks so people don't get to see me drinking my coffee, but I'll go ahead and tip the cup one more time. There you go.
Why do you want to say that to our people?
I don't know if they have these mugs anymore that say fornicate your sensitivity, and when you tip it up, there's the finger on the bottom. But I got one. I probably should put it away because it's getting worn now because I've had it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
What?
Speaking of you getting things, I meant to mention this to you off air, but I'll mention it to you on air so people can wonder. I just made a new thing in reference to a deal promotion thing that we're doing with the store next week. So you'll be getting that within the next couple of days, and just let me know when you got it.
Will it be a shirt?
It will be something you can put on your body.
Okay.
And it'll be very, very awesome.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, and if you folks, if you keep up with our socialist media, I went out this weekend and I did a little bit of shooting. And you know what I did, Zach? I went out
What'd you do,
and
Zach?
I got the winner's gun dirty. The September SDS giveaway winner, the Flat Dark Earth PX9er, I went out and I shot it. Yeah, Got it dirty. Don't
Very
worry, I'll
cool.
clean it for you guys. I'm just breaking it in for you. And you're welcome. I should charge you for breaking it in. But yeah, I was wearing my AAFU t-shirt, so I had a couple of pictures taken. Because AAFU, what is the motto?
We don't need your permission.
That's right. Because we don't need your permission is the PG motto. And then the grad program motto is a little different, but we can't say it.
There's a bleep or two in there.
Yeah, there's a bleep or two in there. There actually are still some shirts that exist in the world from the original AAFU. The adult version shirts.
Yeah.
Last time, well, maybe it was the time before, Crystal, last time she came to visit us, she was wearing her AAFU, original OG, her OG shirt, and said, because you know what? That's why. All right, but let's get into Brownells. Brownells Bullet Points brought to you by Brownells. I thought that I had covered this well enough that everybody in my audience knew about it. Apparently, I was incorrect. Because just recently, someone asked me, they said, and this is when I have to, like, I take it, take a deep breath, I can only imagine how those who have come before me have dealt with this, but someone asked me, they're like, hey, what do you think about that Mossberg shockwave? Yeah. And I didn't say, gee, I don't know. I've only been talking about it for years. Gee, I don't know. What do you think I think about it? But I was calm and patient, and I said, well, if you can get your hands on one, I highly recommend that you do that. But the greatest, I got a shockwave a couple of years ago. I don't remember how many years ago. It's probably like 2018 or something. I got the original shockwave, the Mossberg, the 12 gauge version. Nothing fancy, not the lasers or chainsaw grips or anything crazy like that. It was just the standard black model, and I had that, and I shot it and I tested it and I went out and I patterned regular buckshot through it, and then I put the mini shells in it because someone told me, they said, hey man, that there's a company called Optech or Opsol, that's it. Operational Solutions out of Texas that makes a mini clip, and you pop it in there and you can run the mini shells through a Mossberg. Because if you don't have that, oftentimes they'll come back and there's enough room in the chamber that they'll go nose up and they won't chamber. But if you put the Opsol mini clip in there, they run like nobody's business. I mean, they mini shells run fantastically well in a Mossberg with one of these little rubber clips, right? And they're a high quality product. Opsol doesn't know us. They don't give us any money, but they do good stuff. Okay.
But if they wanted to.
Yeah, that's right. If you know anybody at Opsol, we've only thrown them business for the last 3 or 4 years. We've been throwing them business for 3 or 4 years now. But anyway, so I did that first. And then I thought to myself, you could have had a V8. I went over to SB Tactical's website, and they have a stabilizing brace that you can put on a shockwave. So I got a stabilizing brace, and I put it on the shockwave. And brothers and sisters, let me tell you what, the shockwave itself is okay. I mean, it's useful. It's a compact tool. It is a firearm. It's not a shotgun, according to the the AFT. According to the AFT, it's not a shotgun. It's not a rifle. It's not a pistol. It's a firearm. Oh, we live in crazy world. Anyway, slapped a freaking brace on that thing, and holy dog poop. it's amazing. If you've never had a 14-inch barreled 12-gauge firearm with a stabilizing brace on it, if you've never engaged in that, if you've never used one, you just don't understand how freaking handy those things are. And you say, well, a barrel's way too short to be effective. It won't. No, stop. I have murdered. Well, I have, let's see, not murdered.
Done a public service?
I've done a public service by going out into the field and executing varmints. I've executed numerous pest animals with that gun. Many. That's Commandant Lassard there, Commandant Eric Lassard. Many pest animals have gone bye-bye, become fertilizer, thanks to the geniosity of the Mossberg Shockwave combined with the brace. And you can get the braces on brownells.com. They've got them in stock right now. I just checked. They've got them for the Mossbergs. They have them for the Remingtons too. I don't really want one of the Remingtons. You're like, why not, man? Well, I don't really want one of the Remingtons because the Remingtons, I mean, if this is something you're really gonna beat up and I mean like throw out of trucks and run over with Humvees and stuff like that, because the Remington is about 1 pound heavier than the Mossberg. And for what I'm doing, I don't need that extra pound of weight. I mean, the purpose of the Shockwave is to be a super handy, compact firearm. That's the purpose of it. That's why you want it, right? So I don't know why you'd want to add an extra pound to it. It's like, you know what I'm going to do to this? I'm going to make it heavier. It's going to be the same size, but I'm going to make it heavier. And I've tried to run mini shells through an unmodified 870, and I had terrible luck. They would not run for me. And you're like, why are you married to the mini shells, Paul? Why are you all jacked about these mini shells? Because for what you're doing, you know, if you're gonna whack stuff within 25 yards, you don't need a 3-inch shell, man. Now, if you're gonna shoot geese and ducks and, you know, stuff like that, turkey, you know, if you're gonna put your back against a tree and shoot a turkey at 38 yards, yeah, you want long shells. But if you're talking about close in stuff, 5, 10, 15 yards, maybe, you know, 20 yards, 25 even, the 1 3/4 inch shells from Federal. There's a company called Champion that makes them as well. And if you can get the Ogula shells, I think they're still available. Probably the most easy to come by ones now are the ones from Federal. Federal finally got smart. It only took years for an American company to say, hey, man, all these people are buying up all these freaking mini shells. Maybe we should make them. Yeah, maybe you should. Surprise, surprise, surprise. But with the 14-inch Shockwave, you can load 8 in the tube and 1 in the chamber. So you say, for a super compact firearm, I can start out with 9 shots. Yep, that's what I'm telling you. So to the person who recently said, hey, Paul, what do you think about the Shockwave? Zach, am I on record as endorsing it? Can we say that now?
I would say that we could say that many, many times.
Yeah, I'm on record as being a proponent. I don't know what the availability is now. Last year it was stupid. Last year, when I got mine, they were like $329 retail. They were retailing for like $329. Every once in a while, somebody would run a sale and they were $299. And then 2020 hit and they were $700 and insane crap like that. I think they're coming back down to the reasonable prices now. If all you can find is the Remington one, then go crazy and get the Remington one. I mean, I don't care. Charles Daly actually has a Charles Daly Firearms, who is owned by who owns Charles Daly? It's an Italian company. I'm trying to think who owns them. I can't remember, Zach. Can you remember which Italian firearms? Oh, Chiappa. Duh. Yeah, Chiappa of Italy owns Charles Daly Firearms. And the reason I bring it up is because Charles Daly also does they did. I don't know if they do now. Maybe they don't anymore. They were doing the shorty guns. They were doing the firearms. And I went to their website just now and I don't find them. So maybe they discontinued them. I don't know.
That'd be a dang shame.
Yeah, because they were actually pretty inexpensive. So I don't know, but I've been told. There you go. All right, moving on from short-barreled shotguns that aren't short-barreled shotguns that are actually just firearms. Moving on from that, let's go ahead and move on to what's next. What's next? All right, Brownells, check them out. Follow them, and if you want to know what's in stock, when it's in stock, and about sales, and they run sales all the time, free shipping and discounts and all that crap. Just text BRN to 556-223. That's 556-223. All right. Duracoat, why?
Because life is too short to have an ugly gun.
It is. It's too short to have an ugly gun. I hope you guys enjoyed Monday's discussion. I hope that you watched the video so that you could see me holding up my Duracoated Rhodesian camo pattern AK, which is actually sitting right there. It's still right there in the studio. So check those guys out. And as a quick follow-up, if you want a Duracoat, do a Duracoat Rhodesian. Right now, the colors that you're looking for at Duracoat are the Spetsnaz Yellow and the Vortex Green. Spetsnaz Yellow and Vortex Green.
By the way, are you sure that's the official name for it? Because I was going to drop a link for people to buy it in Monday's episode, and I went to DuracoatFirearmFinishes.com. I looked up Spetsnaz Green, Yellow, and I did not find it.
No, it's there.
Really?
It's there. Oh, yeah. Let me see. Duracoat Firearm Finishes.com. And if you go there and you type in the word yellow into the search engine, it says yellows. They got all kinds of yellows. Let's see. How many yellows do they have?
I believe it was 14.
No, not yellows. They only have 5 kinds of yellow.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
5 kinds of yellow. Russian. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. In my brain. All right. What is Spetsnaz?
Russian secret police.
No, the Russian Special Forces.
Oh, close. Oh no. Russian secret police was the other people.
KGB.
Or
GRU. Either way. So
something.
Okay, I my brain filled it in. It's the Russian Special Forces Yellow.
There we go. That's why I couldn't find it.
And the Russian Special Forces are
the Spetsnaz.
So that's my bad. I apologize. So it really is Spetsnaz Yellow, but they don't call it that because Americans, you have to dumb crap down. Like, well, I don't know what a Spetsnaz is. And if you're a manufacturer, you got to make sure that even dummies can understand. So it's the Russian Special Forces Yellow. Thank you for correcting me, Zach. Yes, thank you for correcting me. So I thought you were going to tell me you couldn't find Vortex Green.
Now that one's easy.
Yeah. They got green. Let me see, how many greens are there? Sweet Buddha. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 down. So 8 times 8 is what, Zach? 64.
Yes.
So there are literally 64 different shades of green. Wow. That's a lot of green, freaks. But, yep, Vortex green and Russian Special Forces yellow. It's kind of the baby poop brown yellow kind of color. There you go. All right, we talked about SDS imports. They're giveaway. They're giving it away this week, or this month, I'm sorry. This month, go to www.sotggiveaway.com. And if and when you go there, you're going to be excited because you will see that we're giving away a shotgun. Yes, indeed. For the month of October, we're giving away a shotgun, and it is the Duo Sys shotgun. It can function as either a semi-automatic or as a pump action, and you can switch back and forth. And you have 26 days, 14 hours, 20 minutes, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds to get in on it. So there you go. Follow the directions, and maybe you could be one of the winners. There you go. All right. And just a quick housekeeping note to all of you Student of the Gun fans out there. I have a question for you. Have you gone over to any of the SDS Imports socialist media sites and left a message that says, "Hey, man, thanks for supporting Student of the Gun"? If you do that, that's for you. If you didn't do it, that was for you. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. So for all of you guys who are waiting for the Yeet Cannon G1, or I'm sorry, the G2, just keep waiting. Who was it that said, if I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
And that was Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura.
And Ace Ventura. So for those of you that are waiting for the Yeet Cannon Gen 2, the story is just wait longer. Believe me, you will be the first to know as soon as I know. As soon as I know, I will tell you. And haters gonna hate. Yeah, that's right. Haters gonna hate. The one thing that I don't know if did we talk about it last week about the fact that they have a threaded barrel carbine, 9mm carbine.
I don't remember if we mentioned that. No.
Yeah, they have a threaded barrel 9mm carbine, which I very much endorse. I think in this modern age that manufacturers just need to go ahead and thread the daggone barrel. Most of them are getting that. Ruger understands it now. Ruger's actually been ahead of the game for a while, threading the 1022s, threading the 2245, the Mark IV. There are so many cans and suppressors in the world right now. There's really no reason not to. You just need to do it. If you're a firearms manufacturer, just thread the barrel, the pistol, make the pistol barrels, the rifle barrels, the carbine barrels, just thread them. Just thread them for the factory. It's way easier, and it's way better. It's way easier on the consumer because, I mean, you can do it, but who wants to buy a gun, disassemble it, pack the barrel up, and send it away and have somebody thread it? Nobody, except me. I do stuff like that. All right. It is time for me to be quiet and for Zach to talk. So listen up, hippies.
SOTG.com is the perfect place to go if you are a student of the gun. Whether you want to expand your brain, increase your marksmanship, or help keep your family safe. All that, plus the pimp hand brands that you love. ShopSOTG.com has almost anything that an American patriot would want. Education, enlightenment, and entertainment, and we're open 24/7. Check out ShopSOTG.com today and see for yourself.
That's right, and that's where you can go to get the AAFU merchandise. So, AAFU merchandise. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Get yourself a a freaking coffee mug or a t-shirt or a hooded sweatshirt or whatever it is you want to do. What do we do on Wednesdays? Every single Wednesday, we do this little thing called Student of the Gun Homeroom, brought to you by our buddies at Crossbreed Holsters, crossbreedholsters.com. If you go there, and you should, use the promotional code SOTG at checkout, you can actually go into the show notes and click directly on the link, and it'll take you right there. Pretty cool, huh? All right. Yes, we have friends. Do we have friends? I think we have some friends. We have friends in the industry, and we have friends in Missouri. And our friends in Springfield, Missouri, they, after many years of friendship and mutual respect in the industry, MTC Holsters, LLC, the parent company of Crossbreed Holsters, has purchased N8 Tactical as of January 2020 and moved the company headquarters to Springfield, Missouri. Did you know that? You didn't. Well, now you do. So now you do. So, well, here's the deal. So this week, can you hear me okay, Zach? Am I loud enough for you?
You seem fine to me.
Okay. All right. I think I need to turn my headphones up just a little bit. There you go. Because I can kind of tell how my voice sounds here. So N8 Tactical, which is one of the companies, the MTC Holsters is the parent company that owns Crossbreed, and they own N8 Tactical. They purchased them in January of 2020. Well, we've got an announcement. And this announcement, I got an email about it, and it was put up on October 4th, which was just yesterday or the day before, on Monday. It was Monday, October 4th. N8 Tactical announced the new executive IWB holster. You want to go ahead and give us some deets there, Zach? You got the story open?
I can have it open in just a second. I didn't know that's one we got to read the article on.
Yep. Oh, yeah. We're going to give people the details because we love them.
Alrighty. The N8 Tactical, an innovative holster company with a mission to provide quality products with superior comfort all day. This is just fluff. The N8 Tactical design team developed the executive holster to meet the increasingly sophisticated demands of serious EDC practitioners from the firearm configuration they deploy for personal defense. Given the increased use of micro red dot sighting systems with co-witness or suppressor open sights, as well as need for multiple options, depending on changing apparel needs and carry scenarios, user customization and maximum compatibility were key design goals of the executive holster. Built around a firearm-specific single-piece Kydex molded pocket, the executive holster features an optic-compatible cut and generously proportioned sight channel along the spine to accommodate most red dot optics and elevated front open sights to ensure smooth drawing and reholstering. The executive can also be used for handguns without optics and those sporting standard height open sights, making the holster scalable for custom firearm configurations. Continuing the user customizable theme and our
all right, so here's the deal. I'll just jump in for you. What the N8 has is it has it has clip modularity. You can alter the cant, so it can either be straight up and down, or you can alter it and adjust it to the left or to the right. So you could carry it over your hip, or you could carry it appendix, or you could carry it spleen carry. If you want to carry it spleen carry, you can do that. Something that I can tell you from 30 plus years of carrying a gun is the sight channel thing really is important. When I first started carrying a gun many moons ago, there were folk out there that were making holsters, and they were using the stock or standard mold. You guys understand that when holster makers make holsters, they actually have dummy guns. They could be plastic, they could be aluminum. There's actually a couple of companies out there that sell aluminum replicas of handguns to holster makers. That's who they sell them to. It's a silver aluminum exact replica of whatever gun. Glock, Sig, Colt, 1911s, whatever. The problem that I was encountering when I was coming up was that many holsters, especially leather holster makers, they would buy the 1911 mold, right? The dummy gun. But the 1911 dummy gun was made and fashioned after the World War II spec 1911 A1, right? And you say, okay, big deal. Who cares? A 1911 slide is a 1911 slide. The trigger guard is the trigger guard. Who cares? What kind of sights did the mil-spec 1911 A1s have? Yeah, like iron sights. What do you mean? No, tiny. The front sight on a 1911 A1 was tiny. Was a little metal bump on the front. So when these guys would mold, they would mold and make really nice leather holsters for those 1911s. And I would get it, and I would put my gun that at the time had a big dot sight on it. And in the sight, front sight would drag and scrape inside of the holster because that's not what they molded it for. It actually took holster makers a number of years before they figured out they needed to change that. Because what Americans started doing in the, basically the late 80s, 90s, especially in the 2000s, is they started putting these big tritium sights on their handguns. Or manufacturers started making big tritium sights on their handguns, putting these tall sights on their handguns. And so they had to alter them. And this was a problem with a lot of the old molds and the old designs, the old molds. They weren't designed for that. And this is, so to you young guys who've always had good stuff, it means nothing to you. But people who've been around a while appreciate that. You appreciate the fact that a company said, hey, we understand that people are putting quote unquote suppressor height sights on guns. Can I tell you a secret?
Please tell us a secret.
All right, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I've been playing around with handguns for, like I said, since 86. I've been carrying a gun for a living since 87. And when the suppressor height sights first came out, I thought, okay, I get it. That's pretty smart, right? But that was about, I'm guessing around 10 years ago or so. And I farted around and I put suppressor height sights on a bunch of guns and I, I used them and all that stuff. And then I started working with suppressors really, I guess it's been about 10 or 11 years since I really started working with cans and suppressors on a regular basis. You know what I realized that this comes from going out and using stuff, not just owning stuff. You don't need suppressor height sights. Yeah, you do. You have to have them. Otherwise you can't hit your target. Wrong answer. I first realized this at it was a media day at the range at SHOT Show about, I don't know, 10 years ago or so. I don't go to media day at the range anymore because it's a farce. But this was like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, 8 years ago. I went to a booth. I can't even remember the name of the company now. But they had a handgun, standard configuration handgun with a threaded barrel, and they were showing off their cans. They were showing off their pistol suppressor. That's the whole purpose of their booth, was so people could shoot the gun with a pistol suppressor. And I said, okay, great, awesome, fantastic. And it was my turn. I got up there and loaded a magazine or whatever. And they had some steel targets, pepper poppers downrange at like 5, 10, 15, 25 yards, or 10, 20, 30 yards. I don't know. Put it up, pointed it out, and I realized that the sight was actually about the height of the edge of the suppressor. It wasn't above it. It was about even with the top of the can. But it was bright white. It had bright white paint on it. So it stood out against the silhouette of the suppressor. And okay, well, I'm a smart guy. I can keep both eyes open and do this. So I punched it out, and bing, bing, bing. Ooh, that's interesting. I was able to actually hit the steel target using standard height sights and a can. What? That's voodoo. That's magic. That's crazy talk. Here's the deal. What you need to have is you need to have a bright, visible front sight, one that you can pick out, that you can find. And as long as you can do that, you're good. You see, the sights, and this is when I do the shameless plug, but this is something that Zach and Jared and we all came to realize when we were developing the Accurate sights for night vision. And we went out, we had different height rear sights, we had different front sights, and we spent weeks actually testing and swapping out sights. We swapped out the rear sight, we swapped out the front sights, we did all these different, so that we could come up with the exact correct height so that rounds from a Glock 17 would impact the exact same spot at 5 yards as they would at 50 feet. 50 feet, 5 yards, same impact, right? Not high, not low, dead on. Well, while we were doing that, I also was able to shoot a suppressed handgun. I was able to shoot a suppressed handgun with our sights. And I realized that the Accurate sights worked just fine, actually worked extremely well with a suppressor. And we shot videos, it's out there. So if you're really jacked up about suppressor height sights, that's great. I mean, if you have to have them, if that's something you got to have, then just drive on, man. You can get your suppressor height sights and go crazy. But here's what I'm telling you. If you have a bright, visible front sight, you don't need suppressor height sights. All right, first of all, let's go ahead and be honest with ourselves. How far do you think you're going to shoot with a suppressed handgun? You're shooting targets at 57 yards, 89 yards. It's still a 9mm handgun, right? Or a 40 handgun or a 45 handgun or whatever. It's still a handgun, right? Just because you put a suppressor on it doesn't make it a rifle. If you're shooting stuff at 5, 10, 15 yards, you don't need it. If you want to buy it and you want to put them on there, go for it. I don't care. I mean, it's fine. It's your world. I'm just living in it. But after spending years and years and years trying out all these different suppressor height sights and standard heights sights and shooting guns with cans on them, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to have extra tall sights. You can buy them. You're an American and you can do anything you want, but I'm telling you, you don't have to. It's not required. So this is when you're like, man, son of a biscuit eater. And I did, like I said, when they first came out, when it was a new thing, when it was new, I said, all right, man, I'm going to try these things out. And I'm not telling you they don't work. They do work. Suppressor height sights work. But you don't have to have them. That's what I'm telling you. They're not a requirement to hit the target. You don't have to have them. So you're like, oh man, what? Why didn't you tell me before? I don't know. See, this is something called learning. It's what we do when we actually go out and engage in experiences. We learn. We learn and grow. And we don't necessarily do the same things today that we did, 15, 20 years ago. So there you go. But the primary topic for today is N8 Tactical has a brand new off-the-shelf holster called the Executive. It's an IWB. I have one. I've actually been wearing it as an appendix with a G48 because I love the G48, and it works. So there you go. I'm not getting rid of my Super Tuck because that is my baby, but these also work. So check them out. Check them out. All right, Zach, what?
What?
What? All right. Main topic of the day. We don't have an intro for you, but we've got a story. The last story was from ammoland.com, and this one is as well.
We like ourselves from ammoland.com.
Yeah, Rittenhouse witch hunt continues. We got a story from ammoland.com. It was posted on October 4th, 2021, written by Dean Weingarten. So, Zach, what's the deets here, kid?
All right. On August 25th, 2020, Kyle Rittenhouse was at the scene of the Kenosha riots. In the next few hours, he scrubbed graffiti, offered first aid, was threatened, was attacked, and shot 3 people in claimed self-defense. The situation has been covered in depth at AmmoLand. A good summation of the actions that night are here. It's a link. Kyle was charged by local prosecutors in spite of voluminous video evidence. Voluminous, what'd I say?
It means a crap ton.
Yeah. Video evidence of his self-defense claims. Eventually, supporters raised $2 million for bond in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
On Friday, September 17th, 2021, there is an evidentiary hearing in Kenosha about what will be allowed as evidence in the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse. I didn't know this was a thing.
Yep.
Jury selection is scheduled to start on November 1st, 2021. The hearing may be seen on YouTube. The video is 2 hours and 36 minutes long. I'll see if I can find a link to drop that in the notes.
Yeah. That's about as fun as watching paint dry.
It's good to have information.
Yeah.
The hearing was held by the Honorable Judge Bruce E. Schroeder. Schrader. Yeah, that.
Mm-hmm.
The view scene is from the bench. Seated at the table on the left of the screen are the prosecutors, D.A. Thomas Binger, and is in a blue suit wearing glasses. On the right side is the defense table. Defense attorney Mark Richards, that's an easy to say name, finally, is on the aisle side of the table in the black or very dark blue suit. Defense attorney I spoke too soon. Defense attorney Corey Charefasi is in the gray suit in the center of the table. Defendant Kyle Rittenhouse is on the far right from Richards in a blue suit. The judge is considering several motions for evidence to be admissible at trial by prosecutors and defense. Both sides have presented their arguments to the judge in writing before this hearing.
All right, let's go ahead and give us a talk. In the video, both sides give a preview of what their case will look like at trial. Several facts are mentioned, which this correspondent had not seen in a previous case. D.A. Binger. Binger is a human piece of excrement. This is if you stacked excrement 6 feet tall, you would get Binger. This guy knows that this kid was in fear for his life. He knows that this kid was being attacked by, well, he knows now, based upon what we've seen, that the people attacking Rittenhouse were criminals. Most of them were previously convicted criminals who were no longer in jail, because here in America, we don't make criminals stay in jail anymore because, why would you? He knows all this. He knows that there was a man with a gun attacking Rittenhouse. and yet he is still charged this kid with capital murder. D.A. Binger is I'll go ahead and call him a disciple of Satan. Fornicate this piece of crap. He attempts to show Rittenhouse as a teenage vigilante with the predisposition for shooting people. Binger claims that Rittenhouse came from outside the community looking for trouble and armed with an illegal weapon. I love how we try and ascribe legality or illegality to inanimate objects. Defense attorney Richards counters the statement that Kyle had a job in Kenosha as a lifeguard and that Kyle's father lives in Kenosha. Richards said that he has not found any evidence that Rittenhouse had any interest or knowledge of militias or racist organizations, because in America, the big media has done such a good job taking one of the original founding organizations, the militia. The militia, is mentioned in the Constitution. But because we have a criminal media in America, we have a media that is run by communists, they've made the term militia a pejorative. All three of these people were chasing Rittenhouse, all of them. That is not debatable, and that is true. Rittenhouse was not chasing them. There's multiple videos that showed that Rittenhouse was trying to get away and was attacked and pummeled. That imbecile hit him with a skateboard as he was trying to run away. How can you claim that this kid was out there looking for a fight? He went there on purpose, looking to kill people. Then why was he running away? Why was he attempting to escape? And it was only after he could no longer escape and was surrounded by a mob that he resorted to deadly force, which is 100% justifiable. Prosecution wants to include a fight between Kyle's sister and another girl, which happened 2 months before the Kenosha riots, where Kyle stepped in on the side of his sister. What? The judge said, no, there's no connection between the two events. No, you're not allowed to bring that up.
That just
Schrader
reminded me of the Casey Anthony thing. Remember that?
No.
So you see, Casey Anthony can't be held responsible for murdering her child because her father was a pedophile. Remember that?
No, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, do you not remember the
So
Casey
you're
Anthony
telling me
trial?
that if someone who was molested as a child can grow up, be an adult, and commit murder and be held harmless?
Correct, according to the state of Florida. Well,
Wow.
it was the jury and all that, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I recently, a while ago, I watched a whole video on the whole Casey Anthony trial.
Oh, that's really disgusting, and
Yes.
and I purposely and deliberately stayed away from that because there's enough horror in my life right now.
Yeah.
But here's what let's go ahead and put a little bit of reality on this situation. If Kyle Rittenhouse was an NYPD officer or a Capitol cop, he would have already been let go. Oh, how can you say that, Paul? How can you say that? Well, let me see. How many times have we come to this black carbon steel microphone and pointed out how NYPD officers negligently shot people who shouldn't have been shot, and then they did an internal investigation and said, well, I guess it sucks to be you. NYPD officers straight up killed a man over, and if you're an NYPD officer and you're mad at me, go fornicate yourself. This is a fact. If you allow yourself to be used as a tax collector, then go fornicate yourself. What was his name? His crime was selling cigarettes without a tax stamp in New York City. Forgive me for not remembering your name. Eric Garner. Yeah, how could I forget? Eric Garner was approached on suspicion of selling single cigarettes from packs without tax stamps. That was his crime. So NYPD officers, there's so little crime in New York that they have to go out and try and stop people. And you say, why would this even be a thing? Why would this even be a thing? How could this, I mean, why would someone go through or first of all, why would someone buy a single cigarette from someone? Why wouldn't you just buy a pack of cigarettes? Well, because in New York, the city of New York makes more money on the sale of cigarettes than Philip Morris does, or Brown and Williams, or whoever makes the cigarettes. The city of New York makes more money on a sale of a pack of cigarettes than the manufacturer does because of the taxes. And Eric Garner was suspected. The suspicion of Eric Garner was that he was trying to get around the tax. He's currently dead. He suffocated in custody of NYPD, and his crime was what? Attempting to avoid the suspicion of attempting to avoid the tax. You see, in New York City, if they suspect that you're trying to get around their taxes, they can and will arrest you and, if necessary, kill you. Let's go to Washington, D.C., January 6th. Ashley Babbitt, a 5'3" U.S. Air Force veteran, unarmed, with a crowd of trespassers in the Capitol building. You say, trespassers? I thought the building belonged to the people. Isn't that the great joke of America, Zach? When they say things are, quote, public property. Oh, this is public property. It belongs to the people. Does it really belong to the people, or does it belong to the government, and the government decides when you can use it? Yeah. Remember when Comrade Barry threw a temper tantrum because he didn't get his way because they didn't pass the bill that he wanted to be passed? So he sent his troops out to shut down all of the memorials in Washington, D.C., even the open air memorials like the World War II Memorial and the Vietnam Memorial. He sent his people out to put barricades around public memorials. You say, but isn't that the property of the people? No. You see, when the government calls something the public property, what they really mean is we own it, and we'll tell you when you can and can't use it. So Ashley Babbitt is in the Capitol building, which is supposed to be owned by the people, but it really isn't. And a D.C. cop straight up murders her. I'm sorry, you can't say that he didn't. He shoots her through the neck. You say, well, yeah, because he was being overwhelmed, and that's the only way that he could protect himself. Really? Because factual evidence points out that there were lots of other D.C. cops around him. Michael Byrd, the black man who murdered a white woman. You see, in America, if a white man would have killed a black woman, he's instantly a racist. Instantly. But if a black man shoots an unarmed white woman, well, he's a hero. You see, if Kyle Rittenhouse would have worked for the NYPD, or if Kyle Rittenhouse would have been a Capitol police officer, they would have patted him on the back, told him, good job. They would have had an internal investigation. And then after the internal investigation would have said, okay, we find no wrongdoing. But you see, that's not what's happening in America. Kyle Rittenhouse is being used as a scapegoat by the left. Zach, how many rioters, murderers, rapists, arsonists were let go?
Pardoned.
In Seattle?
A lot of them.
Were pardoned by Biden's Justice Department. Joe Biden sent his Justice Department out to Seattle and pardoned literally dozens of arsonists, rapists, felons with time served.
I'm saying
if you don't know
now.
Yeah, if you don't know and understand, go ahead.
By pardoning about 2,000.
2,000.
Wait. Okay.
No.
According to this, that's from a satire. Let me see.
Okay.
We trust Reuters, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Reuters.
Okay, that's from a satire article, apparently.
Okay.
I know there was a number of them, so let me.
There was a lot. One of the people that Kamala Harris, her bail out the criminals organization, because putting people in jail is racist, even if they're rapists and murderers and arsonists and so forth. One of the poor, oppressed people that she bailed out just murdered someone. Oops. While on bail. Oops. But their media is not going to talk about that because they have an agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you this. If you allow these scumbags in Wisconsin, what do you mean allow? If you people in Wisconsin allow this kid to be convicted of murder, that's the crime. And we're not going to talk about why this kid was put in this position. We're not going to talk about that. Oh. Yep. So.
Since we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you saw this.
I don't even want to talk about this, but we can talk about it later. Yeah, you remember Mohammed Noor, the very first Muslim police officer on the Minneapolis department, and they were celebrating him, and what a victory for wokeness and blah, 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 blah. He was a terrible, crappy, horrible police officer. He had multiple investigations against him before he straight up murdered a woman. A court overturned his murder conviction. So in America, if you want to murder white women, all you got to be is not white. You can be a black Muslim or an Arab Muslim or whatever, or you can be a black, Capital DC police man, and you can straight up murder white women and get away with it, because that's what's happening in America right now. Oh, you're a racist, Paul, for pointing out the truth. Yeah, that's me. I should never point out the truth. Shouldn't do that. Should just go along with what the media tells you to do. Yep. That's your country, America. You might want to think about taking it back. I'm just saying. All right, tomorrow we're going to have a gee whiz, super cool, awesome bonus episode. And if you would like to join us for the bonus hour, I highly recommend that you do. Go to Get SOTG. That's GET-SOTG. Go to GetSOTG.com. Follow the sign-up stuff, and we will see you tomorrow. All right, guys. And then Jared will be back too. Jared is on the road right now as we're recording this, but he will be back on Thursday. So, and he will give us an after-action report of everything that went down in Fort Worth this last weekend. So there you go. All right, kids. From me to you and Zach and I, remember, you are a beginner once,
but you're a student for life.
We appreciate your reviews. If you haven't left a review or updated yours recently, Head on over to Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast player to voice your opinion. Don't forget to join us at the Student Lounge, a place for like-minded individuals to learn, connect, and support each other. No chicanery will be tolerated. Remember to check studentofthegun.com daily for new, free content and giveaways. Watch, listen, read, shop, and connect at studentofthegun.com. Are you a social butterfly? Connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for new content each and every day at Student of the Gun. Watch Student of the Gun TV and videos from our trusted partners on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Chromecast, and even AirPlay. Go to studentofthegun.com for direct links, and remember, you're a beginner once, a student for life.